Hey guys. um, oh well, you guys can probably hear a lot of noise. I'm at my office right now, and they decided to replace the roof. So there's like a double layer roof here, and they're replacing the one above the one that's currently that I'm currently sitting under. So you might hear some noise. I'll try to see if I can like take that out somehow, but I'm not sure if I know how to do that. What I wanted to do was I got something in the mail today, and uh it's it's a mouse. What I think is known as a ball mouse. But this is by Logitech, and it's the M5 series. There's like this is one is M575 S, and so far I know nothing about it. Except that I used its predecessors. And I want to show you guys something. I call this a blue ball mouse. Because the obviously the blue ball. But the way this works is it's not quite like your traditional mouse. So I have a traditional mouse here, and it has the laser and everything at the bottom, and you have your buttons, and you have to move the mouse, to move the cursor, and you need a mouse pad. Uh, you need a mouse pad to for the mouse to really track properly. Well, this mouse does not have a laser on the bottom. In fact, if you pop this ball out, the laser and tracking system is inside, and so that laser reads the nodes on this ball. I guess you can't see it. Honestly, I can't even see it here either. It's just like blue and glittery. But yeah, that pops in and out like right here. It just pops in and out. And sometimes like my daughter or my son will play with it, like especially when they were younger. But now, in order to clean this mouse, to clean it properly, all you do is take that ball out, and there's three little. You see this thing right here? That little thing? There's three of those in there, and you just basically take your finger and collect the dust off of it. Um, and once you do that, this thing glides so smoothly. It pops in there and just it glides like a spinner. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, but it's just spinning. Yeah, like a it's really fluid. It's like almost too fast. So, at the bottom there is an on-off switch right here, and it takes one AA battery to work, and that AA battery lasts forever. I would say maybe 3 to 4 months of just nothing but using your computer every day. Sorry, I don't know how loud that noise is. I don't know if it's bothering you guys too much or not. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to film this um today because I just did the session on like how I started my YouTube, my very first, or my Twitch stream and YouTube, and my first video, my second video, and setup and everything. And I want you guys to see all the mistakes. I want you to see the that it's okay to start and not be perfect. And I also want to show you that when you try to do something like this, I've mentioned it a couple of times that the whole world, it seems like, will try to come against you and prevent this from happening. This is my second mouse I have owned in 18 years. I did the math the other day. It was like just about 18 years. I think I bought my first one of these in 2007, or it could have been 2008. That's why I'm not sure if it's been 18 years. But I bought it in 2007, and I uh, I only replaced it be- aesthetically. just aesthetically, I had clicked this button so much, this had rubbed away into the plastic of the mouse. It rubbed past the outer layer, past the acrylic coating, and into the actual whitish gray plastic of the mouse. And also these pads down here, these help your mouse from moving. You don't want this mouse to move, right? So it's got three of them right now, but one of them has already gone missing. Well, on the other one, this all four of them had gone missing. And on the other mouse, this was red. It was a red ball mouse. And so when the blue one came out, I was like, why not? Now, here's the cool thing about these mice. Mice. They have a forever warranty. It it never runs out. It never runs out. It never runs out. On the first one, I kept the receipt, but even when it happened, I had the receipt and I still chose not to replace it for free because I wanted to support them. Because when I first bought this, it was brand new. Like, um, I had no one that I knew using it, and I was kind of wanting. I was telling everybody about this mouse when I was in college. Um, so when this one came, oh, and the first one was wired. It had a wire. This one's wireless, and it also had a lifetime warranty, but you didn't need a receipt. You could just register online. When I bought this, I made the decision not to register this mouse because I said if when it ever breaks, I'll just buy a new one. It's worth it. They deserve the money. They deserve a little, bone here or there thrown their way. And so I purposely did not take the warranty. It's probably at this point that I should tell you guys this is not a sponsorship at all. I just want to help people who find this helpful or find this useful. And ever since I've come from this mouse, I've never gone back to a traditional mouse except the other day where, as I said, everything will seem like it's coming against you. I've had two of these mice in basically 20 years, basically. And the day I decided to start my Twitch streaming and YouTube, this mouse died. I thought it was my computer at first. I was so convinced this mouse, it could not be this mouse. All I did was take this out and change the battery, which I actually have the other battery here because I'm convinced now that it wasn't the battery. Um, I just had that battery. I was like, wow, the battery's been in there for about 3 months. Yeah, let me change it. And so I changed it, and it still wasn't. It was still being very finicky. It was literally in the process of dying. It wasn't like it just wasn't working. It would like want to work if I like really tried, and then it wouldn't work. And you can't play games like that. Which, yes, by the way, I use this mouse to play games. I currently play like competitively, not really competitively, but as a competitive game goes, I currently play Marvel Rivals. And you might think, oh wow, you're like at a disadvantage or something. If that's true, I've practiced with it long enough that it's no longer a disadvantage. And what I mean by that is, if I am, if it is possible to be better at a more traditional mouse, I can't tell. And what I mean by that is, I'm actually really good at Marvel Rivals. Again, I'm not bragging. I just, I happen to be really good at Marvel Rivals, and I use this mouse. This is the mouse I've used forever. Um, well, technically, I've used this mouse for 7 or 8 years. Um, and by the way, if you would like to know how amazing these mice are, this is my desktop setup here, and I use this mouse. In fact, uh, well, okay, so the other mouse I still have, and it still works, and I use it at home on my laptop. It's still there, still ugly now because this is like eroded, and even this one over here is starting to erode. Um, The ball is perfect. I still have the red ball. It still glides when you clean it. Um, yeah, so for me, that's a really interesting situation that this happened to die, even though I know they can last 20 years or 18 years or whatever the math is. Um, that this just happened to die when it's only about 6 or 7 years old. It's not six, it's like 7 or 8 years old. Um, it's only 7 or 8 years old, and obviously I haven't used it as much as the red ball mouse. I used the red ball mouse not only all the way through college, but then ever since. And I worked at my last job was, well, the job that I was able to. I need to be careful how I say this. I am not retired. I own my own business, and now I'm doing this, so I'm quite busy actually. But I was able to retire myself from the workforce, or from the, I guess, working for other people. Um, and I feel very blessed, of course, and grateful and thankful. But I was able to do that with some help, in part by the last job I had. Um, and if you guys ever want to know about that, I'll let you know. But I basically was a moderator for a really large gaming platform, and so we used our mouse a lot, just all day, every day. Um, and so it went through a lot. It went through a lot of abuse, but uh, I used the red ball mouse a lot for that job, and then I also used this mouse a lot for that job. I actually bought this mouse when I got a promotion at that job just to celebrate. I really like these mice. That said, um, I ordered a new one as soon as this one died, and this is it. This is like M. This is like an M504 or something. It's not 575S. Not sure what all those numbers mean. I mean, I know what the numbers mean. I don't know what they mean for the mouse. And so actually, I might be able to find it. Oh yeah, yeah. This is the M570. I was gonna say I know the thing, but this is M570. This is the M575. And so you'll see here, this is really smooth on the back. It's really smooth and it fits in the hand really nice. By the way, I have really large hands, and this feels very comfortable to me. Now, what this mouse claims to do, and the reason I bought it in the first place, is that when I was graduating high school, I had a computer science teacher who was getting carpal tunnel, and she went through the surgeries and everything, and that's a painful, very painful thing. And I was like, I really don't want that, and I learned from her how to type properly, get my arms, my wrists off the table, off the edge. So a lot of people will use rests and like wrist rests and things like that. Those may work. I don't know. I've always wanted to like let time go by and let the studies and research come out first. What I do is I literally, I like I'm playing the piano. I hover my wrist above while I type. And believe it or not, that's you know, um, my typing speed is pretty fast. Man, again, I'm not bragging. There's reasons for these things. I've been using the computer since I don't know, sixth grade, I guess, maybe. And every four every some like a measure of time after, my computer use would get more and more abundant. And specifically at my moderating job, we did nothing but type constantly all day, and that's where a lot of my speed came from. The reason I'm talking about that is because I use the computer every day, all day. I've gone through a lot of abuse on using computers, and my wrists are perfectly fine and strong. No carpal tunnel or anything. So it's in part by those practices I use sitting up straight, and also this mouse. I'm going to go ahead and give a lot of credit to this mouse, because what it claims to do is create less stress on your wrist, and whatever. And at the time it claimed, I was trying to find it on this box and I can't find it, but I do know for a fact that at the time it claimed to reduce the risk of carpal tunnel. And of course, my mind wants to say that it says that it helps prevent carpal tunnel. but I can't prove that right now. Maybe I could look it up, but I'm not going to do that. So so the difference is this is smooth right here, and on here there's like ridges. That's about honestly that's about the only difference, and it seems like it's a cosmetic issue, nothing more, like a cosmetic change. Other than that, the mouse is almost identical. Um, Actually, I think it is identical aside from color and. But yeah, so I wanted to kind of unbox this in front of you guys. Really, really great packaging. The way that's put together and presented. Straight out of the box, we have instructions. So then here's the packaging. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool packaging. And I can already see that's pretty cool. So right here, we're gonna pull this tab, and that comes right out, and then it unfolds, and it it's pretty cool too because it seemingly unfolds. Let me take the mouse out first. So it seemingly unfolds into instructions. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So again, feels really nice. Feels really good. Looks really good. The bottom's a little bit different now. There's, I guess, the on-off switch. I'm not sure what this is. It looks like it's a possibly like a seeker, like a Bluetooth seeker signal. Here's the battery thing. We're gonna pull this to make sure it works. Here's the little rubber. Oh, there's 5 now. That's interesting. The ball. Well, I do notice that the ball is easier to come out. And this is the old ball. This is the oh, you cannot tell on camera. You totally can't tell on camera. Guys, this ball is like what I would consider the blue, like Leonardo's blue from the Ninja Turtles, like the go-to blue. And this is literally a pearlescent sky blue. There's a huge difference, but for some reason it's not picking it up on camera. That's like the closest it's come to. No, there's a hmm. This is this is just blue. This is almost periwinkle blue. I don't know. Like there's no different. There's no the similarity. There's not a lot of similarity in these colors. But on the camera, it looks. I don't I don't I don't know how to explain it. I mean, it's the way the light is bouncing off, I guess. Anyway, so inside there's the tracker, and you can't see, but there are little guides. And what's interesting is on the other ball, I can't do this. Well, there we go. Let's try. Almost. Oh, I almost did it actually. It's much more difficult, but what I do is there's a hole here, and I just use my pinky to push up. This one has the hole, and it's much easier to push out. It'll actually hurt you, and I guess that's why they changed it. It'll actually hurt you to use this hole. It'll hurt the tip of your pinky. Um, yeah, so this is much easier to take out, but I imagine it's still in there. It's still cradled in there very nicely. I will say I've dropped these mice a lot. They can take a lot of abuse. And when you drop them, the ball almost always pops out and rolls across the floor. I've dropped this on concrete. I've dropped it on hardwood floor. I've dropped it on carpet, obviously. To this day, I know you guys think I'm exaggerating. To this day, there is no scratch or scuff on this ball whatsoever. It's just smooth. What I will say is the first ball mouse I ever had, the red one, you could tell that how they made it, however they made that round ball, it had a little pore spot just a tiniest little pore spot. And as you're moving the mouse around, like the ball around on the thing, every now and then you'd get like a little like tug against what you were trying to do, like trying to move, because it would take that little pore spot and it would hit against one of those three trackers on the inside. So anyway, main difference is this is all rounded on the edge right there. Oh, yeah, rounded on the edge right here and here. This one seems a little bit like sharp. It's kind of like Apple. It seems like every other three iPhones or whatever, they'll make the phone either rounded edged or sharp edged, and it looks like they just went like this company, Logitech, just went sharp edge this time, and the last time was round edge. Other than that, for some reason, I can't tell if it's me or not. Yeah, yeah, this mouse is bigger. It's hard to tell. Oh no, it's not. I'm sorry. I didn't actually look at them. It's hard to tell on camera, I guess, but this one is a little bit bigger, and you can tell when you put it in your hands, it feels more comfortable. Um, I'll have to get used to that a little bit because I'm actually where that one's a little bit wider, I guess. This one is a little bit taller. Let me see if that's true. It feels like it is in my hands. Hold on. A flat surface. One second, guys. I know the video is getting a little bit long. I just really wanted to show you guys this. Can't tell. It could be in my head, but I feel like this one's a little bit taller. So what it does is it allows my hand to go like this. And this one seems flatter and wider, and it feels very comfortable, but I'll have to get used to it because I'm used to doing like like taller and closed in. And this is kind of like a maybe a stupid thing, but I really love turtles. Like when I was a kid, we used to go we had turtle season, we'd go like hunt turtles, and we'd capture them and put them in boxes, and we'd keep them for no more than 3, sometimes at most 4 days, feeding them and stuff, and then we would let them back in the wild where we well, thankfully where we were, there were turtles all over the place. So it wasn't like we had to travel far to put them back where they belong. But my favorite turtle was a Mississippi box turtle. And these mice kind of remind me of how it would feel whenever I would like let them, like when you put them on the ground, they want to run away, but if you kind of like just put your hand anywhere near in front of them, they'll tuck in their shell and close up. And so I used to lay my hand on them very much like you would a mouse nowadays, and it felt I would just feel their shells, and it felt so good. Um, but anyway, I love turtle shells, and I can't help but like think, man, this feels like a turtle when I was a kid, like the way I'd put my hand on them and stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Like, let's show you how that part works. I'm gonna open this battery here. Oh, and look at that, it comes with a battery. That's cool. Awesome. So take that out, right? The beeping is it's trying to match. What I want to show you is this is how simple it is. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to show you the best part. There's that one, and over here, if you open up this, that there's that one right there. See? What I love is that whenever I'm going anywhere, traveling anywhere, which I travel a lot, I love just the fact that I can just take this out of this I can take this USB out of my computer and just stick it right in here, turn this off, and I'm ready to go. So that my battery doesn't die for just get used for no reason. Um, yes, even though it lasts 3 or 4 months, I'm still very battery conscious. So I just love the this mouse. I love the design and everything. Um, and here's this one, pretty much the same, just the marker's a little bit different. Um, I don't know if they did it on purpose, but that's cool. That's like a yellow symbol there, and then the battery's kind of gold. That's pretty cool. So it's currently set to on. That's off. I don't know if you can see the, yeah, on. And so all I have to do, quite literally, is I'm gonna plug this in right now, live, like in front of you guys. Oh no, I don't have a space. Hold on. Oh no, that's the mouse that's plugged in. Okay, hold on, guys. Ugh. All right. So it's plugged in, and let's see what it takes to actually get this moving. Let me put the thing on, the cat, the cap door, whatever. And it's already working immediately. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's immediately working. How can I show you this? I don't know what I can do to show you. It's already working. Just right clicking. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see that. Uh, I don't know how to show you the mouse is working, but it is. It's working. Another thing I always like about these mice is that they have two extra buttons up here that really have no use. So it's really great that if you're playing a game or anything and you just need those two buttons or need a few extra buttons, there you go, or a couple. And here's the thing, that would probably be the one and only issue I've had with gaming is that where a game like let's say Elder Scrolls Online or World of Warcraft is a popular one that everybody knows, it requires a lot of button mashing, right? So or button assigning. If this mouse had like seven extra buttons in total or something like that, it would just be a perfect mouse. And here's the thing, I don't know if it's Logitech, but I have seen a ball mouse do that. Um, I just didn't buy it because, again, like I said, I still have one of these ball mouse that has lasted almost 20 years. And something you'll get to know about me is that once you gain my loyalty, I'm pretty much like, I'm hard to lose unless you disrespect me or you stop providing that excellent service. And what I will tell you is that I don't know about other mice. I just know this one, this brand, um, it provides excellent product, and I don't know what their customer, service is like because I've never needed it, and that right there within itself is a brag for that company. So yeah, I mean, you saw what I did. I just plugged it in. I can't prove. I don't know how I can prove it to you. Um, can I shrink the screen? Maybe there. Can y'all see that? Can you see the screen shrink? I don't know if you can see that. I don't know how to prove this to you. But all I did was just plug the mouse in and it worked immediately. That is like no hassle whatsoever. Oh, and another thing I can teach you, or I can tell you, is this. You're like, oh, that's so weird and alien. I'll never be able to get used to that. You just set the mouse still, you don't move it around, and you just move the ball. Guys, I gotta tell you, oh man, within 30 minutes, I felt like I remember this to this day. When I first plugged this mouse in college, within 30 minutes, I was like, my brain was already shifting to how to use this mouse, and within 3 days, I've never looked back. Um, and something you may not know or may not consider with this mouse is that what I did in college, the one of the first things I did with this mouse, I thought it was so cool. When I saw it in stores and what it was claiming to do, I was like, if this is true, this is a game changer. Watch this. Like I was on my sofa in my not dorm, but student housing. And I leaned back. I can't do it with my headset on, but I leaned back and I put my arms across the sofa like this, and I just started using the mouse, uh, and clicking and stuff. and it was my screen. I was able to do everything while I was laying back and relaxing, just like this. So I don't know, and there's been so many times where I'll just like I'll just do this and like just get comfortable while I'm using the mouse. Um, so I guess that's everything I wanted to say about this. The wheel mouse button works amazingly. It. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it's a great mouse. Try it out. This is not a sponsorship. Um, it's Logitech, and I think they're called specifically. I think they're called ball mouse. Um, that's how I find it every single time I want one. That's how I found this one. Which there's a lot of brands out now, but I would use Logi if I were you guys. Have I been calling them Logitech? Um, it is Logitech. Sorry, I guess they just use Logi as like a like. Can you see that? Hold on. It says it says Logi right there, but the box does say Logitech. So typically in graphic design, you don't want to like differentiate your company too much, but I get yeah. It's on the mouse. I guess they made that decision. But and it's Ergo. So let me yeah. So on the back it says all day comfort, smooth and precise tracking. I can attest to that. 80% quieter clicks. I don't know if people care about that. Like some people do, some people don't. Some people like the click. I will say I've never noticed my mouse really. My mouse has never annoyed me as far as clicking goes. Um, they're boasting that they use 21% recycled plastic, and you can also tell that they. It looks like to me that they're trying to use recycled products because this cardboard is recycled as well. All right, so on the back here or on the instructions, it's boasting to take only 3 seconds to switch from one device to another. I can also attest to that, guys. What I mean by that is sometimes I might forget my mouse or something on I don't know, just in whatever situation on vacation. Like I said, I travel a lot, and it's so easy just to take the HDMI out of one and put it into another system, and it turns right on. Before I got this second ball mouse, I was having to switch back and forth on the wire one, and it worked pretty much flawlessly. And when I got this one, because it was wireless, I actually chose to switch to use this one more often. It was more convenient, and it would switch back and forth on many different computers. I even showed my I was trying to get my wife to use these, like consider it, and it even switched into her computer pretty easily. Again, no issues. Um, okay, all right. Well, that was just a. It's not really a product review, guys. I wasn't sponsored or anything. I'm not trying to review the product. I'm just trying to help you out in your journey. If you're brand new or just maybe this helps you in any way. I don't know. Uh, give this mouse a try. Um, if you don't like it, perfectly fine. But you won't know unless you do try. Now the mouse is about I think around $60. Um, Now I want to remind you, a $60 mouse, that's expensive. That is. But I want to remind you, this has a lifetime warranty. And again, I have one that has lasted me almost 20 years. And this one, I think it would have lasted me much longer if I had not decided to start a YouTube channel or a Twitch. Okay, so that's my personal beliefs on that. Um, and you will get to see it with your own eyes because I'm going to use this mouse and we'll see how long this mouse lasts. Okay. So anyway, thank you guys so much. Bless you. And I hope I hope this helps you. I hope your start goes well. And thanks for coming along. Okay, guys, I'm gonna try to get through this super quickly because of the noise going on. And I just found out they're gonna be back tomorrow as well, so I'm gonna just get out of their way and let them do their thing. I'm not gonna, film tomorrow or anything. Um, I was able to get a video out today, which is this one right now that I'm working on. I won't. I did edit it. That's the funny thing, is I did edit the video. And the thing I need to talk to you guys about real quick, and I need to add this onto the other video. So even though I did edit the video, I still probably can't post it uh, before I return back in a couple days. I did try this mouse out. I found out what feels a little bit different. This mouse is actually right here where you put your hand. It's the other mouse is like this, and this one's kind of tilted like this way more. So it's not really that it's further up. It's just that it's tilted differently, and I'm already used to it. It already feels amazing. And I did notice they said they reduced the clicking noises by some percentage, but I know overall they've reduced it by 91%, which is pretty insane. And I noticed that while I was playing Marvel Rivals, that's why I wanted to test the mouse out. When I was playing Marvel Rivals, I couldn't hear any clicking at all. I'm being as honest as I possibly can. There was no discernible sound. All right, you ready? I don't know if you guys can hear anything or not. I can't hear anything. Um, and so there's no discernible sound whenever you're playing whatever game. I don't know if that's a bonus for you guys or not. That's up for y'all to debate. I know there's a lot of people that like clicking sounds. The other thing that's important about this mouse to know is, okay, the other two older mice that I received from this brand was lifetime warranty. I only assumed this was the same thing, and I 100% was wrong. Okay, this is not lifetime warranty from what I can tell. From what I can tell, it's a 1 year limited warranty, and it does seem like, this is just my guess, this is not fact. It does seem like maybe Logitech sold themselves or something to another company, or just whatever it is, because a few of their things have changed, and maybe you can call it like a evolution. Maybe you can call it getting with the times. But where in the past you just plug and play, you're fine. Just then I plugged and I played right in front of you. I used the mouse and it was fine. But the more I started to use the mouse after I said goodbye to you guys and shut off the camera, the more I tried to use the mouse, the more it seemed like my computer was messing up. And I was like, oh, what's wrong with my computer? Why is it like glitching and lagging? And I realized it's the mouse. So I took the previous battery out thinking, oh, they must have shipped it with a battery, but not a lot of life. I've got the battery right here. The battery's not the issue. Actually, I'm going to put this back in there because I like that it's gold. But the battery isn't the issue. It's actually a couple things. I had to look this up. I had to do some research because I was like really disappointed. I was disappointed that it wasn't lifetime warranty. I was disappointed that I made this whole video and would likely have to trash the video and just be like, oh, well, wasted my time. But then I looked it up and found that these, the mice are shipped with a factory grease or oil or residue on it. And I was like at first not believing it. Yeah, sure. It is, of course, to some degree. I have a lot of 3D printers, and every 3D printer I have has to be cleaned off of it. And I also have a few other things like some clay kilns, like to fire up clay and stuff. Those have to be washed out too. But I was like, yeah, sure, that exists, but it's clearly not making this much difference. So I went and cleaned the ball and the three little guides inside these. Where is it? These things right here. There's three of them. So I went and cleaned those three. And by clean, all I did was use my shirt. I just literally I wiped the ball off with my shirt, and then I wiped those three little things with my shirt. And the whole time I was like very disappointed. I was like I was I just made this whole video talking about how amazing they are, and then the mouse doesn't even work. So I popped it back in there and started. I went to use it, and it almost seemed like to work perfectly. I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, if you think about it, it doesn't sound crazy, and here's why. These have a million little diodes on them, and the laser has to read these diodes. But if there's a residue that's preventing that from happening or interfering, then yeah, uh, that would be a problem. So after cleaning that, it seemed to be perfectly fine. But then the mouse started acting in another strange way. It was no longer fidgeting or glitching. Now it would just like after a minute or two just stop working. Um, I was like frustrated. I went and I was even considering like returning it and the hassle that would be. I just was really like didn't want to do this, and I just discussed like you know I'm a really loyal person, but then like if you change up the the quality of service that you're providing, that can be a big thing for me. So I was like, let me not judge them too quickly. Let me just figure this out. So I went into my computer settings and started. I went to. Uh, I wanted to have my computer settings open while I unplugged it, plugged it back in, while I turned it off and turned it back on, and while I used the Bluetooth seeking and while I turned it off. And that was the issue. So here's the issue. Even though I plugged it in and it recognized my computer, I guess because I had like OBS open and stuff earlier, or maybe I just ignored it. Maybe I didn't see it. There was a pop up that was supposed to pop up, and I was supposed to click it and actually connect it to my computer. So I had to officially connect it to my computer. And once it did that, I I went ahead and downloaded the offer that it said, would you like to download this drive settings? And so I went ahead and did that. And guys, I've used the mouse for about 2 hours now without a single hiccup. It is the amazing mouse. I do remember now it has no sound when you click your buttons and stuff. Um, if you like that, and everything feels amazing. Now they've assigned these two buttons, whereas before on the other mice they weren't assigned. This is back page and this is forward page. I'm assuming it's also undo and redo. Um, but yeah, so the one downside that I want to make sure I correct, it is 100% not lifetime warranty, and I believe personally that was a huge mistake. I think it's a big mistake. I think that when you can offer lifetime warranty, it sets your product above the rest. Um, the mouse truly is great, and if it really is that great and really does last that long, why not give lifetime warranty? It's just a well, I told you guys earlier, I've had two of the this is my third one, and I've never called in on the lifetime warranty thing. I've got two other mice right now. I could have them if it's truly lifetime warranty. I could get a replacement, and I've chosen not to because I respect the company enough to buy another one. But to have the lifetime warranty is great. Like maybe I'm not using it, but maybe somebody else who's in college or a younger member, whoever, can't just go buy a $60 mouse, off of someone's word. Like I'm giving you my word. Okay, big deal. You don't know me, but if it comes with a lifetime warranty, is that not that much better? Like it's one concern that's off the table. And I get that people abuse things. I get that people take advantage, but I'm just gonna keep quoting the guy. Forget his name. The guy who like the Steam co-creator or something. He said that if I'm not worried about piracy. Basically, I'm rewording his word, but um, he said basically I'm not worried about piracy. If you're concerned about piracy, all you have to do is give a service that's greater than what they're receiving when they pirate. And truly, uh, if you're offering a service that's greater than everyone else out there, then you can offer a lifetime warranty, and it shouldn't affect you. Your people will take care of you. I guess I don't want to make this video even much more longer, and I know that the noise is probably bothering you guys. So, um, just to correct some things, mouse works perfectly fine, but make sure you clean this off and the three guides inside. I just did it with my shirt. And uh, the it's not a lifetime warranty. It's a limited. It's a 1 year limited warranty, which to me is just not even a warranty. That's the other thing I wanted to say, by the way. You came from a lifetime warranty to a 1 year limited warranty. I don't know what the issue was. I don't know why that change happened. I don't know if you maybe bought this from another company. I'm not sure what you did to make that happen, but that looks bad. It looks really bad on you. Um, this is no longer a 5-star product to me. This 100% brings this down to a 4-star product. Uh, and yes, it is that dramatic to me. It really, because it comes from I'll never have to worry about it again to now I have to worry about it. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm picturing myself in college, or I'm picturing a younger, kid trying to play games or something. If I bought this mouse, I didn't have to worry about it. Now I do. That's what you did to your customer. So, again, I've dropped this on concrete. I've dropped it. I'm as tall as I am. I stand up holding my computer and my mouse. It falls on the ground. The only thing that ever happens is this battery case pops open and this pops out. It still works. It worked perfectly until it didn't. And the one that I've had for 18 years works perfectly. Your product is good. It, in my opinion, it's nothing to give buyers that little bit of extra piece of 50-year warranty, lifetime warranty, 1 year limited warranty. It doesn't make me think, oh wow, people must be treating the mice that they're buying wrong. For me, it says you don't trust your product anymore. It's like a test. You're like, we don't know if this is going to work or not. But I mean, if that's the trade-off, I would rather have this. Whatever the difference is in these, I'm not sure what it is. Whatever insides are different. Um, now that I think about it, this one's heavier. This one's heavier. Uh, it's quite a bit heavier. But other than that, I don't know what the difference is. But if it's going to take away the lifetime warranty, and it seems to work exactly the same, I prefer this all day long. Anyway, that's disappointing. I was I was loving this mouse. That it's I was loving that I could rate this mouse about a 5 star and put up this video proudly. Yeah, it's disappointing. But again, excellent mouse if you're okay with the. Most most mice don't have lifetime warranty. I'm only complaining about this is because this one it did have lifetime warranty and now suddenly it doesn't. So uh it is a really good mouse. From the 2 or 3 hours I've been playing with it, it's once I got through the first initial setup, it works perfectly. So I'll stop jibber jabbering and that's disappointing. Thank you guys so much. Um, Logitech, bless your company, and guys watching, thank you so much. Thank you for being patient with me. Have a good day.